Hello guys, the DB Grinder, back at it again with another video, and this time we have,
Mateus Alves.
and what deck did you play, and what did you place?
I played Virtual World and I placed the top 16 at Luxury Online
And
LCS.
do you have any shout outs you want to give before we hop in?
I want to shout out to Rafael Reich because he hooked up with you for me to the deck profile. And our WhatsApp group, Discípulos do Reich, is Reich Disciples in English. And it's a group of our friends that play together and share deck lists at all and all.
Alright, well, let's hop right into the list. So we can start with like the hand traps.
Yeah, I decided to play Triage because it's pretty much the most generic. He hits right on he hits Tribute Grid and Prankets. Then three Impermanence. It's kind of bad in the Prankets matchup, but it pays off because against Tribe Brigades, it's pretty good. And it's like FTK if they don't have Caras or any extenders. Then Gamma. I played triple gammas because it's mandatory. I think in virtual world it synergizes well with your engine. Like you can knee and put driver back and then recycle it, or you can use to stop a hand trap in Lulu if you open Chinlong or City, and it's pretty good. Then I played two Maesters. The reason why I played Maesters is it's to help me out in the Praying Kids matchup. And against Tribe Brigades, it's kind of good if they start with Kit or Nervo, or just to stop the feeling braver or stop Omen at from deck. Some people may like to play Upstart or Khalid and Khalid, or like Nash was playing triple prosperity into desires. Uh, this deck I don't play prosperity. I'm gonna explain it later, but uh, the reason I think Maesters is good against like prosperity, it's because I don't think I'm gonna explain it later.
Alright, alright.
Then yeah, we can go to virtual world monsters. I played triple neon against two neons and one tutu because it's like the most common ratios they play. It's two neon, one total. But this deck is more focused on grinding matchups than like having a playthrough hand traps or interactions of your opponent. Then, so I think Neon suits better this version. On the other version of Token, I totally agree with playing Tutu. It helps out in some combos and etc. But in this version, I think Neon at 3 it's better. Um, Triple Kirin, triple Lulu. It's like standard. You have to have names so you can play and try to not break with this deck. And triple Lalo and trip Gigi. The one driver who surprisingly I didn't drown that often. uh, One Italy. I think it's one of the best extenders. I saw this card a lot, and it was pretty good. One I could combo with just this, and one Neon because Stardust drowned me into Lily, and then I could play. Triple Desires. I play Desires over Prosperity because in this deck, I focus on grinding matchups like against Praying Kids, against Tri Brigades, and Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers is like a pretty good matchup for this deck, so didn't focus that much. But against Praying Kids and Tri Brigade, I focus more on grinding, and desires could get me like a +1, quick +1, or hand trap bait, like an ash bait. And I think this is better than Prosperity, because in this version of the deck, I don't need to see my powerful cards. I just need to get to Chanchan and Chuchi, and then I'm fine. I prefer using Desires to draw hand traps and other types of defenses for the deck. Then I play Triple City, Standard, Triple Qinglong. If you play Desires, you play 3. I think playing 2 is like bad, because you can hurt your grind. And then choose Chuchis and one trap. I don't even try this card's name.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Until
Yeah,
someone told me how to say this card's name, I just had no idea where to start.
it's fair. So moving on to the extra, I think this is where things really change from standards standard lists. I was playing this heavily into the DB rateds to test this out, and I thought that the Zoking and Kaliga and Dragoon was kinda not good, not great at all. This format, I would much rather prefer to have Gentian with Chuchi, because it helps you in the follow up, and it's pretty much FTK against every deck. Like Prank Kids can't play through this, and if they normal summon and had to use Pandemonium or some extenders, Tribute Gates, it's pretty hard. They don't have Rescue Cat, and you can just pop their normal summon and they don't have a play. So I don't like Kaliga Dragoon at all. Like Dragoon is good against Strikers, beats Strikers just by engine. So yeah. So I played the Gaia. It has more uses in Soaking version, but I like to go for Fanfan, uh, like always, and going for Fanfan and then overlaying Gaia on top of it is like pretty good for Zeus, and like having more interruptions. Then I play Bricksword. I think it's pretty good, and Fanfan, of course. Playing Bricksword, it helps you to unbrick your hands if you open Chinland, and to kill floodgates. It's pretty good. Then Hypertron, Sacred Tree. This card is pretty good. I think the main reason why I started playing this version of the deck was because of this card, because it allows your deck to have a grind game. Like you have an interaction post turn 2, turn 3. It's pretty good. It don't seem so good, but it's pretty good. Then I played the Phantom Fortress. This card was MVP for one matchup. I used this. My opponent was playing Tribugates. I cleared the board, and then he had just one card in hand, and I had a Roshi in hand. So before making committing to any place, I Cloud Castle, bring back my Vermilion, and then overlay for this to help me out playing against a possible Nibiru or Bell, and it paid off because he had Bell, and then I killed Roshi, make chance, and there goes. He just admitted defeat before sawing this. Then I played one Fortune Tune. This could change. I don't. It don't seem so great because not much things target in this format, like just striker. But as mentioned, strikers are a good matchup for you. So I don't see this card. I don't made this card throughout the tournament, but it was good because it helps prevents you from like having ancient warriors, double dragon target, and some kind of things. Then Downer Magician. This card's good. It's used for foreign materials. Is crazy. Then Zeus. It's just a VW XYZ. I think it's pretty mandatory. I don't think without Zeus this deck could go that far because it helps to clear boards and etc. M7. This build focus more on doing like Chen trap Chuchi, and if you have an extender, you go for M7. Uh, all of my turns that I have this board, it's pretty much FTK because you pass with Chen Trap and then GG and Lulu in hand, and you just keep snowballing the advantage against your opponent and outgrind them. Then Coral Dragon, you need this for some combos. Like if you have GG Lulu and another GG, another Neon, you have to add this to make go for Chenshin and draw one card. Then Chenshin. This card is pretty good. The It's a floodgate of your own like archetype and helps you in the follow-ups, etc. Juju. This card is pretty good too. All the VW pretty amazing. It has this secret effect that can be destroyed by battle or card effects. Like Fanfan has an effect in the graveyard that can special summon two VWs from your deck if it got destroyed by your opponent attacking monster. Many people forgot this, but it's always good to remember. Vermilion, this card is amazing. With Cloud Castle, this card becomes so much more live, and it helps you to play in the post turns, like post turn one to turn two. You can do Cloud Castle, revive this card, pop one, maybe pop hit its own, and add Brekka hand trap from your bench pile. This card's pretty good. Stardust, this card's just draw one card. Upstart. And Cloud Castles. This is the second card that made me play this deck because I think it's really good. Like when you go first and you combo off using Vermilion, you can do it turn three to help clear the board. And this card's pretty amazing. It just gets two interruptions. Like you pop one card with Vermilion, then you make a Phantom Fortress or make Hyperitron to have a negate on their turn. So this is the extra. Now we can go to side. I played Twin Twisters. I like the Nash's explanation about playing Lightning Storms, but I kind of disagree. I don't know. I just think Twin Twisters is like mandatory for the prank kids matchup. It gives you an advantage that helps you keep you in the game because prank kids grinds a more than you, of course, but with Twin Twisters you kinda can trade advantage within and put you in a situation that you can outgrind it. Then you have triple tactical. Uh, this card is pretty much mandatory. I think helps you so much playing around interaction. Like when you go in second, you can steal your opponent's monsters or look at their hand, and you know exactly what you're facing. Like if they hand trap you, you can see what their play for their turn is, so you can pretty much guarantee that you live for your turn three, and then you just outgrind them. Uh, then I played Tikaboo. Like many VW players are playing Imperial Order or Anti Spell, but I don't think these two floodgates hit as much as Tikaboo because the only matchup which really sucks is like when you're you're playing strikers and you face anti spell. I don't think Brinkets or Tribegate hurt this much, seeing anti-spell or order. Like it reads every deck, but Tikaboo helps you just as much as playing anti-spell, because Tikaboo can stop their the revolt, can stop like going for weather washer with the drop season field. It helps you so much, and helps against Dragon Link, which is a bad matchup for VW. Even though Dragon Link was hit in this format, I respect it because he got the tops into the ICS in the last events. So I think Tikaboo is just as fine as playing anti-spell. Then I play triple Nibiru just for Drytons like Mirror and Salmon Great or Etiganister. I respect those decks because I saw a lot of people playing them, and then I decided to put Nibiru. I didn't play Bell in this list. If I was playing, I would play it over Nibiru. But I had like pretty much all that I need for the matchups. Like against Brain Kids, I think Maesters and Nash is fine. I don't need Bell, even though it's pretty amazing this farm. And Diddy Crawl is for Dryton too. I like to have something for Dryton matchup and Sky Strikers, because I know there will be people playing these decks. And Diddy Crow, I think it hits just as much as a draw, but Diddy Crow, like you can stop their you can remove their resources from the game. Like you need to remove resources from Dragon players and Striker players so you can play better against them. They
You
I think
so I'm just curious. Well, are you done talking about the side deck? Sorry.
yeah, I'm done talking about side.
All right. Sorry, it sounded like you were gonna talk there. But so just curious. I only have like two questions about the deck. The first one is, well, actually three questions. But the first one is, so why did you end up choosing to play two Neon 1/2/2? Was it just because you decided to not play Zulkin and you felt like you didn't need the full combo all the way?
Like I know Tutu is good for playing. Uh, you can have guarantee one more body from the, but Tutu it needs one discard, and this deck just discards a lot. And for this version of the deck, I think you need to manage your resources in a way that you out advantage your opponent. Like you need to have more resources than them. And I don't think Tutu is that necessary for this version of the deck.
All right. My next question is, did you ever end up missing Zulkin from the extra deck? Like when you were playing versus combo, did you ever feel like ending on like Shen Shen Chuchi M7 just like wasn't enough?
I felt that in one game of a matchup that I played Triton. I started first, and he doesn't have any hand traps, so I full comboed him. Like I had a pretty awkward hand, but I could manage to combo still, and I ended with Chen Chen plus Chuchi. So, and I didn't have any hand trap in my hands. Couldn't stop his plays. Just I think I had a Nash Blossom, I think. So he played. I ashed Alpha, but he had been 10 already in hand. So I couldn't. I could stop like Mubeta. I popped in with Chuchi, but he had Gamma and revived one, made Anaconda, and I have had anything for Anaconda. So he goes Dragoon, pop my M7 Chen and deals 4k damage. So I lost. and then game 2, he just hard open Red Ice Fusion, and I I ate it and just lost from there.
Yeah. Sometimes the hard draw on Red Ice Fusion is just too good.
Yeah,
But
I
oh
wouldn't was
sorry.
not expecting it from that Dragon,
Yeah. Yeah.
like the hard open Red Ice Fusion.
So my final question is I'm just curious, but did you brick it all throughout this tournament?
I brick like 2, 3 times. This deck bricks a lot, but playing more hand traps help you see your next turn, so you can try to combo from there. Or like I open pretty bad. Like I open Neon, 4 cards that are not combo. Then my turn came and I open Emergency Teleport Italy. So I made Stardust, draw into desired, draw into more bricks. Uh, but I think I draw at a point into Kirin, and then I could make M7, bring back Lulu from graveyard, and had a Chinlong, so I could play the game, and then I comboed. Like sometimes it's not as straightforward to see your lines of combo, but if you play this deck a lot, like I played since the VFD format, you can kind of see some the better lines of plays. So it's
Yeah.
not an easy deck if you break or if you open a bad hand, but if you play a lot, you can know how to play better.
Yeah, I really like the lines of plays where you like M7 add back to combo or like Vermilion pop itself to like add back to combo. I think those line of routes are like really cool to watch.
Yeah, I think this deck is pretty good playing second. I even tried to going second build, like, because with breaks for Fanf and in these cards you can like play second better, but yeah, I never put that much effort on this. But I think could be a way if I know if you open City and Finland, it's pretty good.
Is there anything else you want to say before we end the deck profile?
No, no, I'm fine, man.
All right. With all that being said, the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day.